Hey guys, Realistic Prepper here. So with the weather getting like it is in most of the United States, I'm in Tennessee, so it's pretty cold here. We've gotten a little bit of snow, not much, just a dusting. But here in the next 4 to 7 days, we're supposed to get anywhere from 6 inches to a foot. Wind chills are going to get down pretty low, a lot lower than what we're used to, teens or whatever. And so I've had a lot of people ask me, both online and just friends calling me that know I got chickens, like, hey, Mike, it's going to get real cold. Should I put a heat lamp out there for the chickens? Should I, put a crock pot out there with water in it and put it on, medium so the water doesn't freeze? My answer to all that is no. Chickens are a very hardy bird. You can see that when walking towards me there. That's Goldie. She is a thick girl. What are you doing, baby? That's Goldie over there, or right there. And she, as you can see, she's a good, big, fat bird. So she stays plenty warm. Now, Hennifer, the white leghorn you see there, she's a smaller bird, but she's got good feather coverage. She just molted and brought in her new feathers, and so they're nice and thick. And then I've got a Buff Orpington over there. That's the one you see kind of in the back there. That's Pumpkin. Let me see. Yeah, there she is. What are you doing, Pumpkin? And so that's Pumpkin right there. She's another buff. Buff Orpington. She's pretty thick. And then that's my Rhode Island Red right there. She's pretty thick too. So Hennifer, Longhorns, Longhorns, Leghorns. They are not really a big hardy bird. But I've never had a problem with her. I feed them good. And that's kind of what I wanted to mention. A good high protein diet. So that right there is beans and rice and just all kind of stuff. And it's nice and warm. I'm getting ready to set it in there for them. You can see they're kind of waiting on it. Hennifer, are you ready for it, baby? She's my oldest chicken. That's my baby right there. She is one spoiled girl. And then you can see Goldie right there trying to figure out how to get up in the box. I added a little bit of hay. But a high protein diet, so something like this every day when it gets really cold. Now the temperatures are going to fluctuate a little bit. Cold one day and kind of warm up the next day. This doesn't have to be an everyday thing. And this is just me. You don't necessarily have to do this. But something else I do is in the wintertime when it gets cold, I just put new hay in here. And so as you can see right, where are you at? There it is. I can feel it. This was huge. That is that's corn. That's all kind of grains. And that thing was half the size of that milk crate. It weighed about 15 pounds, and you can see just what they've done to it in about a month. And so I leave that in there, and I kind of leave it where they can see it, which they'll find it. That's another door over there, the little door that folds down and they can walk in and out. It's got cracks around it, so I covered that. But really, the main reason for the video, no, I don't do heat lamps. I don't do crock pots. I don't do anything electric like that. That's a good way to have rotisserie chicken when you get home. I was a firefighter for 2 years. I have put out countless chicken coops. People running electricity out there to it, the birds, moving around in there and knocking something over, what have you. It can happen. I'm not saying it will happen. You may have that out there in your chicken coop and not have a problem, and that's wonderful. But what I do and what I suggest people do is go and get you a couple bales of straw, not hay. You can use hay, but the straw tends to be a little more, it's thicker. In my opinion, it's a little bit thicker. It's not as, I really don't know what the word I'm trying to find is, but as far as using straw, the straw tends to blow around a little bit more, and it's hollow, and it's, it just doesn't work as well. But with the hay, I like it a lot better. And so I'll spend the extra money on a bale of hay. And what I do is my chicken coop, if that hay wasn't there, or if that hay wasn't there, it's got runners underneath it. And so there's about a 7-inch gap where the chickens can actually go up under there. They've actually got a nice little hole dug out under there for during the summertime. They'll go under there and they will, cool off. But what I was, oh shit. So what I was going to say is, take a bale of straw, hay, whatever you want to use, and get up under there. Take and bust that bale up and get up under there, and really go around it. That's that little door that folds down. It's just got so many, it's got such a gap going around it. I put some hay and then an old folding chair up against it to keep the wind, from going in the cracks. And then again, I go all the way around and shove hay up under there. This is their dirt bath. We've just had a lot of rain here lately, and so it's turned into more of a mud pit, but it'll dry out and they use it to take their little dirt baths and all that. But as you can see, I keep going all the way around and just shoving that hay up under there, and then I'll come inside the coop. And as you can see, I really, just really make it nice and thick in there, and even in their lay boxes. And so once I close their lay boxes, oh, come on, there you go. So once I close their lay boxes and, you look at it, once I close that door, the windows are closed, they will stay warm. I promise you, as long as you're feeding them a good high protein diet. And when I say good, if you're new at this, listen up. If you raise chickens and you know what you're doing, just go on and scroll, pay me no attention. But when I say high protein diet, man, beans, rice, they love it. Ground hamburger meat. Chickens will eat anything. They will literally eat anything. And so, something like that, the beans, the rice, I gave them some cornbread earlier, just something to, to fatten them up. Once you put them up for the night and you close that door, they literally turn into little heaters. And something you'll notice is my girls, once they all come in here, all 5 of them, they'll get way back here against this corner and they'll just line up and they stay together. Or they'll go down there and they'll all stay down there. And so they stay together. Sometimes I have to really count them and get a flashlight because I'll think I'm missing one. But, they'll go in there and they'll all get together and they will keep themselves warm. So no, I don't think you have anything to worry about with as cold as it's getting. Even if the wind chills get down into the teens, the 20s or the teens or anything like that, I think you're going to be just fine. I've never had a problem. I've been raising chickens about 5 years, and yes, believe it or not, here in Tennessee, we've had some cold snaps over the past 5 years. We've gotten a couple snows that were 8 inches up to almost a foot out here where I'm at in southern middle Tennessee. I'm not that far from the state line down in Alabama, about an hour away. So, we've had some cold spells, and I've never had a problem. I've never had a chicken die from it being too cold. I've never had a chicken get frostbite on their cones. I've just never had any problems. And so for those of you wondering or asking, hey, it's going to get really cold. What should I do with my chickens? Like I said, as long as you have an enclosed coop, something where you can close the door, it's got 4 walls, a roof, all that good stuff, you're going to be fine. Insulate it well. If it does have runners underneath it, I would get, something to shove up under there, a couple bales of straw, a couple bales of hay, something like that. I'd actually get 3 bales. I use 2 bales going all the way around the perimeter of the chicken coop. And then I use 2 bales in here. So actually I use 4 bales. And as you can see, like I said, I kind of blocked off that little door over there, and then just back here I really made it thick, and that's where I put their water. And yes, their water is going to freeze. So what I do is I come out here every day when I get home from work and I make sure they have nice fresh water. It's not going to hurt those chickens to go, the 8, 9, 10, 12 hours you're at work without water. When you get home, I suggest, I use the hose over there to fill my water up. I'll fill it halfway up with the hose. and then I will go in the house and get hot water, and I'll fill it the rest of the way up, and that'll give it a few hours to where, you know, when I put them up at night, they can get them something to drink, and, you know, it's not going to freeze, and it actually won't freeze for a while. You know, so that gives them plenty of drink until the next day. You know, like I said, it's not going to hurt them one bit to go, you know, while you're at work that day without water. It's not going to kill them. I would definitely keep something in there for them to eat. Like I said, that block I had in there that I showed you, that little, well, it's a little chunk now, it was half the size of that milk crate, about 15 pounds. And that's great to put in there. It's got sunflower, it's got, I mean, it's just got all kind of stuff in it with protein, you know, that's got some good protein in it. It's even got some insects mixed in there with it, which is really good for them. You know, and that gives them something to eat, something to, you know, keep them warm, you know, while you're not here, you know. And then of course, when I get home, I'm pretty good about always, this has probably gotten cold, yeah, so I'm gonna go heat this up by the fire. I usually keep a pretty good fire going too, because why, I let them out every day regardless. And so let's see here, let's see, yep, that actually kind of helped. We're just gonna do this right here and let that warm up. But anyways, you know, I usually keep a fire going. I let them out during the day, even when it's cold. And I have noticed them, they will come over here behind the fire, in between the pile of firewood and the fire here. And, you know, it'll warm them up a little bit. I put enough on there at night for it to smolder all night. And then in the morning when I wake up before I leave for work, I'll throw, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those on. And that usually keeps it going all day. So like I said, just something else to kind of keep them warm. But I just wanted to kind of answer that question. I don't post a lot of videos, and I should. We are a prepper channel. We do a lot of prepping, and I need to start doing some more videos, especially with all the shit we're seeing on TV right now, and YouTube and all that. You know, folks, you really need to start preparing. You know, if you live out in the country and you're able to get a chicken coop and a few hens, it's so worth it. It really is. It's, you know, the eggs, protein, you know, everybody knows this, pound for pound, the protein in an egg, you can't beat it. I would hate to have to eat one of my chickens, but if it came to feeding my family, we having chicken that night. That's all there is to it. And so that's another good thing about it. Yes, I had some eggs and I stepped on them. But anyways, it's good for the chickens, actually. Bubby, come here. Come here. You want an egg? Henny, come here. She's not going to come over here. They love their eggs. Come here. Come here. Oh, now she sees it. Come here, baby. I didn't mean to step on them, but here you go. It's your treat now. But yeah, they're eating their own eggs raw. They love them. The egg shell is good for them. The yolk is good for them. Yeah, they're all gonna start running over here in a second. But it is really good for them. They love it. My chickens love it. It really helps with their egg production. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. But I am going to start posting more videos on YouTube as far as prepping and survival and stuff like that. You know, but again, I just wanted to answer the question of the chickens, and, you know, oh, it's going to get cold. Is it going to, you know, they are very hardy birds. They are very well built for the wintertime. You know, the feathers, I mean, think about it. Why do you think they make goose down jackets? The feathers. You know, that's why they make those. Just perfect insulation. And so, like I said, I've never had a problem, and we've gotten some really low temperatures out here. A couple years ago, we had some single digit wind chills, and these girls were just fine. But like I said, every year, you know, I'll shove a bunch of, you know, hay up underneath their chicken coop, and I'll do it all the way around, and then I'll put at least 2 bales inside, just to kind of insulate it. And I've just never had a problem. And you can kind of see how thick I keep it in there. They all stay up there and roost anyways. Every now and then I'll catch them down here in the hay, huddled up, and all that. What are you doing? Come on, Pumpkin. Come on, Pumpkin. Come on, Goldie. They know there's a cracked egg. Go get it, girls. Go get it. They know what's over there. But anyways, yeah, like I said, just wanted to answer that question. If you have any chicken questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. If it's a question I don't know the answer to, I will look it up, and I will try to find you the most accurate answer I can. I am by no means an expert. I have been raising chickens for several years now. My neighbors over here, that's their chicken coop. They got a really nice chicken coop. I helped Dylan build that one. But I think they've got 8 or 10 birds, something like that. So between his girls and my girls, we have more eggs than we can eat. But like I said, they're just a wonderful thing to have if you're a prepper or a homesteader. Of course, chickens are just, in my opinion, they're a must-have. They really are. Between the chicken themselves, which I would hate to do, but I would if I had to, and the eggs. We get 5 eggs a day. I don't know where the other chicken is, but anyways, we get 5 eggs a day. That's more than enough for us. It's 35 eggs, and yes, I did just count on my fingers. That's why there was a pause. It's been a long day. Don't give me a hard time. But anyways, that's 35 eggs a day, and or 35 eggs a week, and we don't eat that many. Every now and then we'll get on a kick and we'll eat quite a few, but we'll give some to the neighbors over there. They give us eggs when we need them. We live way out in the country, man, and we all kind of just pitch in and help each other when somebody needs something. So it's kind of nice. I love it. I love living out in the country. I love everything about it. Let's see if this got warm. Oh yeah. Ooh, the the bowl got a little warmer than the soup did. But like I said, this is just something warm for them to kind of eat and snack on. That's nice and warm. Beans, corn. I mean, if you look at it, they're going at it. Beans, corn. All right, so there's pinto beans. There are soup beans. There is corn. There is tomato. It's all really warm, so that's going to keep them warm tonight when it gets really cold. So as long as you're feeding them real good like that, man, make them a soup, and it can be a cheap soup. Go get you a cheap can of corn, a cheap can of green beans, a cheap can of rice, or a cheap bag of rice, and just cook it all up. And once you do, take it out there to them, and they'll tear it up, and it'll keep them nice and warm throughout the night. Put some fat on them, and like I said, that's all it takes. They literally do turn into little heaters. It's been 20, 25, 30 degrees outside, and I'll come out here and open the door to let them out, but I'll crack the door and stick my hand in there, and you can literally feel the warmth in there. It's not as bad as you would think it is. So again, just to go all the way back to my main point, heat lamps and stuff like that, man, just anything electric I would stay away from. Like I told you before, I'm a former firefighter, and I have put out my fair share of chicken coop fires, and it was all because somebody wanted to use a crock pot to keep the water from freezing, or they wanted to put a heat lamp out there, whatever. You don't need to do that. Just insulate it real good, feed your girls real good, and you got nothing to worry about. Oh, and make sure they got fresh water. I'm getting ready to go top that off. Fresh water is another thing too. If they get dehydrated, that can really affect them when it gets real cold, believe it or not. So I try to give them, like I said, I'll go half, just water out of the hose over there, and then I'll go inside and I'll boil a pot of water and add that to it, and so it's about half and half, and that gives it a few hours before it freezes. That way they can drink a little bit, and tomorrow I'll come out here and swap it out. So like I said, if you got any chicken questions, let me know. I'm definitely going to start making some more videos. If there's videos of other things you want to know, let me know. Just put it down in the comments, man. If you want to do a video on different parts of being prepared. I'm not a fear mongerer. I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just here to let you know what you could do, to start preparing. And then if you're new at prepping, I can show you ways of doing it without spending an arm and a leg. You do not need to get on these websites and start ordering all this expensive shit. Do not do it. We can go to Walmart together on a video. We can go to the Dollar Tree together on a video, and I can show you some really neat ways of getting supplies that you never thought you'd get at places like that. And that's going to keep you nice and prepared and stocked up. And once you get some of your basics in for a little bit cheaper, you can save your money and get into some other stuff. But like I said, any questions, if there's anything else you want me to cover, please leave it down in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to answer those questions. So I think I'm going to end it with that right there. So this is Mike. I am out. And like I said, if you have any questions, just please let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, I don't know, go watch a video of some girl shaking her ass. I don't know. But anyways, have a good day. God bless everybody, and I hope you have a good rest of your week.